At a press conference, Gervonta Davis allegedly confronted Floyd Mayweather. Additionally, according to recent rumors, discussions between Tank and Vasily Lomachenko have restarted for their November fight, which is expected to take place at 135 pounds. Recently, Michael Benson wrote a piece for X writing about Vasily Lomachenko versus Gervonta Davis. Following Tank's victory over Frank Martin, negotiations have now begun for a WBA and IBF lightweight world title unification match. Bob Arum has acknowledged that these conversations are still underway, and he believes that this fight will be the most difficult test of Anthony Davis's career. While Lomachenko is eager to return to the ring and challenge the fighter from Baltimore, Gervonta and his team are looking forward to the fight. Tank, on the other hand, faces a difficult opponent who will require him to hone his technical skills in order to have any chance of winning. He cannot afford to lose 7 or 8 rounds in hopes of securing victory by late knockout. Following extensive rumors, Floyd Mayweather revealed the highly anticipated rematch with John Gotti via Instagram. Now that the first fight on June 11th ended violently, negotiations for a rematch began as soon as things calmed down. Mayweather shared a preliminary fight poster for an event scheduled in Mexico City on August 24th, initially hinting at Victor Ortiz as his potential opponent. Their previous encounter ended controversially last year, making a rematch essential to resolve the lingering dispute. Despite prior announcements that the opponent for Mayweather would be John Gotti III, the fight's plans took an unexpected turn. The fight's date and location have not altered. The advertising materials display Gotti and Mayweather DAZN, who is the third person ready for war, will broadcast the game live. Floyd stated on Instagram that you shouldn't miss Mayweather versus Gotti's third rematch in Mexico City on August 24. The forthcoming encounter promises to offer the long-anticipated resolution requested by both fighters and fans alike. Floyd is a businessman, as Gotti said to MMA Hour last year. I understand that after the fight, it was the most Googled thing worldwide. We're now in talks. Floyd wants to profit from that, so pay attention if they wish to repeat the action. While I'm here, Floyd Mayweather's hatred for Gervonta Davis has finally surfaced. Their gap has grown into a fierce rivalry characterized by verbal sparring and rising tensions, garnering attention from the boxing community. Additionally, Gervonta Davis has thrown down the gauntlet at Mayweather, claimed that he avoided a potential simultaneous confrontation with him. In a recent interview, Shakur didn't hold back while criticizing Davis for picking opponents and avoiding strong competitors like Stevenson. It seems like you believe Tank washes, don't you? Martin Frank, that's why he's battling him, really. He's just picking and choosing to accept the least amount of risk. According to Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis chose to challenge Frank Martin for the WBA regular lightweight belt because he thought Martin would easily win. Stevenson, who is currently the WBC lightweight champion, believes with conviction that Martin was selected for this fight by highlighting Davis's penchant for carefully selecting opponents to reduce risk. If Davis had accepted more risk-taking tasks, he probably would have faced Edwin de los Santos rather than Frank Martin. Stevenson goes on to say that if Tank was really so dangerous, Martin's decision to back out of their planned fight is a reflection of his reluctance to put his talents to the test against him. If this person he claimed to be, he would have engaged in combat with Edwin dos Santos. Why not engage in combat with the guy who confronted me head-on rather than the one who chose to back down? Shakur's mounting annoyance is a result of Tank views Shakur as just another name on his busy fight calendar, while Davis is reluctant to enter the ring and chooses less experienced opponents. Shakur continues to criticize Tanks. Davis emphasizes that the battle should be patiently pursued in order to attain its maximum potential rather than jumped into it too soon. and that Shakur's current standing does not carry enough weight to dramatically improve a matchup with Tank. Although these hypothetical matchups promise greater allure for Davis, they pale in contrast to the excitement sparked by a rematch involving Davis against contenders like Ryan Garcia or Isaac Cruz. This is especially true given that Shakur's fame is mostly still felt inside boxing circles and by Davis fans. The decision, according to Shakur, seemed completely perplexing. If Davis really wanted to show off his skills, he should think about taking on a rival like De Los Santos, a strong 135-pound boxer known for both his technical skill and knockout power. Shakur contended that defeating Dos Santos would greatly enhance Davis's reputation, leaving him to wonder why Davis wouldn't choose such a difficult opponent. Shakur skillfully expressed his knowledge of the nuances of the sport, pointing out how fighters frequently prioritize minimizing risks while maximizing their earnings. He attributed this calculated approach to the influence of legends like Floyd Mayweather Jr. Shakur further stressed that criticism is meaningless unless fighters are prepared to take on formidable opponents head-on. He highlighted his own accomplishments, emphasizing his status as a three-weight world champion and highlighting his wealth of experience and accolades in comparison to his opponent. Shakur juxtaposed Tank's with his stellar record, pointing out that Tank has only won one championship in his career, the WBA at 13 pounds, and making hints that prospective opponents of Tank could be reluctant to challenge him. I understand that this is a game where the lowest risk equals the highest payout, and I respect that since they've made it from the best. But in all honesty, you can't talk to me and say anything negative about me if you're not going to get into that fire. After all, how can I not have experience if I'm more accomplished than this guy? I am a 3-8 world champion and really a world champion. Tank had won two belts his whole career. Right, they were both the same belt. He had a WBA at 130 pounds. That's the only title he ever held. Then if you really look at it, his opponents don't even want to fight me. I had offered, they try to get Pitbull to fight me, but Gervonta Davis didn't hold back when sharing his views on a possible matchup with Shakur Stevenson. Known for his blunt demeanor, Davis didn't hold back as he criticized Stevenson's defensive strategies and questioned the power of his punches, initiating the discussion with a critical assessment of Stevenson's defensive prowess. Davis pointed out what he saw as a lack of agility and finesse crucial for dodging punches effectively. He openly challenged others to present evidence of Stevenson's ability to slip punches, hinting at possible weaknesses in his defensive repertoire. Davis quickly dismissed the idea of facing Stevenson, highlighting what he sees as Stevenson's lack of significant achievements in the ring. Davis questioned Stevenson's tendency to back down during fights, suggesting that he was hesitant to challenge opponents up close. "Show me what he accomplished, SP. Show me something amazing. Show me his strength. He doesn't need to use much of a defense. He can jump and never falter." In his